What if I told you the richest human being who ever lived was not Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos, and not John D. Rockefeller? What if the wealthiest man in recorded history lived more than 3,000 years ago? His name was King Solomon. Ancient records say silver was treated like stones in his kingdom. Gold arrived so frequently that it lost its perceived value. Kings crossed deserts. Queens traveled for months. Entire caravans moved across continents, all for one reason: to witness Solomon's wealth. But Solomon's true power was not gold, it was wisdom. And today, we're breaking down the hidden wealth laws inside Solomon's story. Laws modern billionaires still use, whether they realize it or not. The world Solomon did not inherit peace. He inherited tension. His father, King David, built Israel through war, conquest, and fragile alliances. David was a warrior king. His reign was marked by bloodshed, territorial expansion, and constant external threats. He unified the kingdom, but unity came at a cost. The nation was strong, yet internally strained. When David died, Solomon inherited more than a throne. He inherited unfinished conflicts, power struggles within the royal court, political rivals waiting for weakness, foreign enemies watching closely from the borders. Every transition of power is a moment of vulnerability. History shows us this clearly. This is where most dynasties collapse. Power shifts, civil wars erupt, empires fracture from within, ambition rises, loyalty fades, and chaos usually follows. Solomon stepped into leadership at the most dangerous moment possible. Young, unproven, surrounded by forces ready to challenge him. But Solomon didn't lose the kingdom. He stabilized it, he consolidated power, he neutralized threats, he transformed uncertainty into order. And most importantly, he did it without war. While others relied on force, Solomon relied on strategy. Where past kings expanded territory, Solomon expanded influence. Instead of draining resources through conflict, he preserved them. Instead of ruling through fear, he ruled through legitimacy. That single shift changed the trajectory of Israel forever. The decision that changed everything early in Solomon's reign. Something extraordinary happened. At the moment when most leaders would ask for strength or dominance, Solomon was given a choice. God appeared to him and offered him anything he desired: wealth, power, victory over enemies, long life. These were the requests that built empires. But Solomon refused all of them. Instead, he asked for wisdom. Not intelligence, not knowledge. Wisdom. The ability to judge people fairly. The ability to make correct decisions under pressure. The ability to lead with clarity and understanding. That single request became the foundation of his fortune. In modern terms, Solomon invested first in decision-making quality. Every great fortune follows this rule. Money grows fastest under superior judgment. Capital without wisdom creates chaos. Wisdom without capital eventually attracts wealth. Solomon chose wisely before he chose profit. Solomon's multiple income streams. Solomon did not rely on one source of wealth. He built systems. He controlled the major trade routes connecting Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. Israel became a gateway. Any merchant traveling between continents passed through Solomon's territory, and they paid tolls. Foreign kings paid tribute not out of fear, but for protection and peace. Agricultural taxes filled royal storehouses. Surpluses were stored, traded, and reinvested. Gold arrived from distant lands like Ophir, along with precious metals, rare woods, luxury goods, spices, and livestock. Solomon didn't compete in markets. He owned the infrastructure markets depended on. This is why billionaires don't chase trends. They control systems, political leverage, and alliances. Solomon understood something critical. Peace creates profit. War destroys capital. He formed alliances through diplomacy and marriage. Each alliance reduced the risk of war. Each alliance increased trade stability. Each alliance expanded influence beyond borders. Stability attracts commerce. Commerce multiplies wealth. This principle still applies today. Capital avoids chaos. Money flows toward predictability. That's why global wealth clusters in stable regions. Solomon didn't just rule people, he engineered confidence, and confidence is an economic force. The Temple, Solomon's greatest asset. The Temple of Jerusalem was not only a religious structure, it was an economic engine, a political stabilizer, a psychological anchor for the nation. It unified the people around a single center. Worship was centralized, authority was centralized, resources were centralized. That matters more than most people realize. When systems are scattered, power leaks. When systems are focused, power compounds. Gold flowed into the temple as offerings and tribute. Labor flowed into it from every corner of the kingdom. Craftsmen, architects, priests, administrators, all operating within one framework. The temple became the symbolic heart of Israel, but also the logistical heart. It created trust. People trusted the system. Foreign leaders respected it. Merchants viewed Israel as stable. Modern equivalents are everywhere. Central banks, corporate headquarters, cultural institutions, financial hubs, they do the same thing. They concentrate belief. They reduce uncertainty. They signal permanence. Solomon didn't just collect wealth. He built trust infrastructure, and trust is the most valuable currency in the world. Why Solomon's wealth was unmatched. At his peak, Solomon received hundreds of tons of gold every year. Silver became common. Luxury became normal. Excess became routine. What was rare elsewhere was ordinary in Jerusalem. In today's currency, his wealth is estimated between $1 and $2 trillion. But numbers miss the real point. Solomon didn't become wealthy because he chased money. He became wealthy because he built systems that attracted money automatically. Trade routes, political stability, centralized trust. Infrastructure others relied on. Money followed structure. That's how every lasting fortune is built. Not through luck, not through hustle alone, but through systems that endure even when individuals change. The beginning of the fall Solomon's collapse did not begin with money. It began internally. Discipline gave way to indulgence. Wisdom was diluted by excess. Focus was spread too thin. Luxury replaced restraint. What once required intention now required limits. Eventually, the cost of excess appeared. Taxes increased to support a growing court. The people felt the pressure. Confidence weakened. The system strained. When Solomon died, the kingdom fractured under his successor. Not because the wealth was gone, but because the restraint was. History repeats this pattern endlessly. Wealth is rarely lost from lack of money. It is lost from lack of discipline. 3 wealth laws from King Solomon. Wealth law number 1. Wisdom compounds faster than capital. Better decisions outperform harder work. Wealth law number 2. Control infrastructure, not attention. The richest people own systems, not trends. Wealth law number 3. Alignment protects. Wealth values preserve dynasties. Discipline sustains empires. Final thought. King Solomon proves something timeless. Wealth is not created first with money. It is created with wisdom, with structure, with restraint. If you want more ancient wealth principles decoded for modern life, subscribe to Kings, Empires, and Billionaires, because the future belongs to those who understand the past.